few of the worst storylines in television's history. Let's go. Okay, starting things off, we got the whole Anna and Elsa storyline from season 4 of Once Upon a Time. What was that? What was it? We were coming off that good season 3 Peter Pan high, and it was so good. It was amazing. And then they give us this crap. What did they expect from me? An applause? Okay, next up we got season 3 of the 100 with that whole alley mess. Like, I have never taken so long to finish a season in my life. I didn't get it. I didn't think something that awful could be produced. Okay, next up we have season 5 of Teen Wolf with the Dread Doctors. What? I mean, lazy writing at its finest. They take the last real season we have with Dylan O'Brien and they just piss all over it. Well, you know what? I don't need that in my life. Next up, we have that whole Brody and Rachel thing from Glee. Blech! Everybody knows the best thing that could have happened for his character was when Finn beat the living crap out of him. And last but not least, we have season 4 of Arrow with Damien Dark. I watched the show to get away from villains like him, so it was very upsetting. Shows that I want to watch, but I'm way too terrified. Let's go. Okay, starting off we got Supernatural, which, oh my goodness, I want to watch this so bad, but like I tried it once, and the very first scene, someone was like bursting into flames on the ceiling. If that's only episode 1, I don't know about the entire series. Okay, next up we got the originals, and this one pains my soul. Like, literally, I watched the first 2 seasons, but it was just too much witchcraft. Like, there was as much witchcraft in the first 2 seasons as it was in all of the Vampire Diaries, and I couldn't do it. I tried. I did. I'm sorry. Okay, next up we got the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. I saw the trailer on Netflix a couple months back, and there were devil symbols everywhere. So I don't think it's for me. I think I'm just gonna stay away. And last but not least, we got Legacies. I'm just gonna assume that if I can't watch the originals, I can't watch this either. Again, it pains my soul because it is a spin-off of one of my favorite TV shows, but maybe one day. I don't know. TV shows you should definitely binge watch during this quarantine. Let's go. Okay, first up we got High School Musical, the series. It's so binge-worthy. Like, seriously, this is the perfect time to watch it. Had I not seen it already, I would be doing that right now. I had my doubts at first, like a lot of people, but it actually turned out to be really good. Okay, next up we have Grey's Anatomy, and look, I know you've been wanting to start on that long 16-season journey, so do it now. Like, you're literally not gonna run out of episodes, or at least I hope you don't, because slow down if you are, okay? But it's binge-worthy, definitely. Y'all, this is my show! This is my show! I can't talk about it for too long because I'm gonna start crying, but take my word and watch it, okay? You won't be mad. You will not be disappointed. Watch it now. Okay, next up we got Stranger Things, which I know for most of us it'd be like rewatching, but I don't know, I feel like this show was literally made for times like this. Like, you can watch it for hours and days and literally lose track of all time. And last but not least, we got You, some crazy white people, but binge-worthy nonetheless. Most iconic scenes in popular TV shows, and by the way, I can always make more of these, so don't get mad. Let's go. Alright, first up we have season 4, episode 4 of The Vampire Diaries, where Elena and Damon go to that college party, and they're like vibing to I Feel So Close to You. That song right there, y'all, that was iconic. Like, Ian Somerhalder was looking so good in that scene. Next up, we have season 2, episode 10 of Grey's Anatomy, where Meredith's like, pick me, choose me, love me to Derek. Literally every Grey's fan can quote that entire thing, so it had to make the list. Okay, everyone, I'm aware that there are too many good scenes in The Office, but season 3, episode 9, Prison Mike, like, the worst thing about prison was the Dementors. That is top tier. And last but not least, we have season 5, episode 16 of Friends, which, like I said, I can do more. There are a bunch of good scenes in the show, but this is the one where they're like, pivot, and Ross is trying to bring the couch up the stairs with the rest of them. Hilarious. Best theme songs from popular TV shows, part 1. Let's go. I don't wanna be anything. Y'all, this theme song slaps. Like, every time I hear it to this day, I still get chills. It's so iconic. Like, this would be number 1 if it was a ranking video. No questions asked. Okay, next up is PLL's theme song. Mad creepy, but I don't know, it was really catchy. The one that goes, got a secret, can you keep it? I know you were singing it with all of your middle school friends, so don't come for me. Okay, next up is Friends, which, I mean, obviously had to be on the list. The song is iconic. You know, the no one told you life was gonna be this way. I mean, we all clapped on that part, come on. Do, 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 do. I have no further explanation. All of you should know what I'm talking about. And last but not least, we have the Gilmore Girls, one of the most underrated teen shows ever. I mean, seriously, it's incredible. It's the one that goes, if you're out on the road. Like, go check it out if you haven't. It's so good. These are unpopular opinions I have about television shows. Let's go. Okay, the first one is about Arrow for all my people who were into the DC shows. Season 2 is pretty much the fan favorite with Slade Wilson as a villain, but I personally was really bored. That was the season that took me the longest to finish, and it didn't hold my attention. Sorry. Alright, next up, this is about Stranger Things. I'm really about to trigger some people, but I'm sorry, it is overhyped. The show is good, but y'all are like obsessed. Like, calm down. It's quality television, but chill. Okay, moving on. A lot of people didn't like season 7 of The Vampire Diaries, but I personally really enjoyed it. I mean, we got to see the brotherhood between Stefan and Damon really form because Elena was gone and they didn't have to worry about her anymore. Alright, next up we have that Haley and Nathan from One Tree Hill are one of the greatest teen TV couples of all time. I don't know how many of y'all have seen this show, but they're adorable. I love them. They're slept on. Sorry, this picture's so blurry, but lastly we have the fact that Big Time Rush is better than Victorious. Their songs just hit different. If y'all know me, you already know how I feel. Shows I watched but can hardly remember anything that happened. Let's go. I am so sorry. I am, but I don't remember anything that happened in this show outside of Blair and Chuck. Like, if someone asked me to describe each season and my life depended on it, y'all would never see me making one of these videos again. I would lose my life. 90210 was trash. Like, I've never seen anything so bad in my life. All I remember is they lived in Beverly Hills and Annie and Liam were a couple. The end. Okay, next up here on the list we have Lost. I watched this show in 8th grade and I just mostly don't remember it because the last few seasons got really confusing and it more or less became like my math homework, more about like completion than actually understanding it. And last but not least we have Grey's Anatomy. Look now, it's a whole 16 seasons long. I remember like the big deaths and the plots that mattered that happened along the way, but ask me to point out like one of the little detours we took and you're probably gonna be lied to. Like, I most likely don't remember it. If people have these opinions about TV show couples, you should never trust them. Let's go. First off, if anyone ever tells you that Stelena was better than Delena, cut them loose. They are lost and blinded by their own relationship stuff. Get out of here. Next up, if anyone ever tells you Chuck and Blair weren't superior, access denied, try again because there was obviously an error in the system. A mistake like that can't be made. Next up, if anyone ever tells you that Monse and Caesar are toxic, I think they just need to reevaluate everything about their existence and maybe consider a potential breakup in the future. Next up, if anyone ever told you that what Callie and Brandon were doing was okay, I'm sorry, that was her whole foster brother and his old foster sister. I do not stand. And last but not least, if anyone ever tells you that Jim and Pam were just mediocre or they were overhyped, well, tell them their opinion was never valid anyways. Piss off! TV shows that make it seem like their characters are in high school, but really they look like 40 years old. Starting us off for obvious reasons, Riverdale. You mean to tell me that in the first season that these were freshmen or sophomores? Somebody's lying. Next up, Gossip Girl. And I mean, just look at them. Nobody in high school looks like that. I mean, look at Chuck Bass. I wish. Next, we have 13 Reasons Why, which honestly, I don't have much to say except everyone looks at least 35 years old, and I don't even know if they're seniors in the series yet. Next up, we have one of my personal favorites, All American. The cast is so beautiful, but hell will freeze over before I believe Jordan is in high school. Okay, access denied. Try again. And last but not least, we have The Vampire Diaries. Now, I'm not talking about Damon here because he didn't go to Mystic Falls High, but Stefan, who was 100 and something years old, and stopped aging at 17, was going to school with Elena and the rest of them. No, I don't buy it. Best theme songs from popular TV shows, part 2. Let's go. California, here we come. Guys, I didn't even like this show like that. I mean, it was bearable, but the only reason I stayed coming back was so I could hear this theme song every single episode. It slapped. Hanging out. Wow. This is just such a good theme song. Like, literally, whenever I heard it, I felt like I was teleported into the intro, which, by the way, was so fun. Like, it was just such a good time. I wanted to be a part of the cast. Okay, but the power? Like, the power of this theme song. I'm gonna say it. This is one of the best in television history. Like, this was the theme song before we even knew what one was. Period. Okay, but, like, all my Nick and Night people, where you at? Like, dun 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 dun. The tune of a lifetime. I don't give up about my reputation. Don't curse, sorry, not sorry, but I love Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, and I love the vibe of this show, so the two just fit together really well. You asked, so I shall deliver. Worst seasons of popular TV shows part 2. Let's go. Alright, y'all, I hate to even put this show on here, but seriously, season 8 of The Office was not for me. Michael had just left, and they included the most disgusting character of all time, Nelly! Ugh! Alright, y'all, next up we got season 2 of Riverdale, and if somebody could tell me what the heck that whole Jingle Jangle plot was doing, that would be great, because the whole season was a hot mess. This one hurts my soul, but season 10 of Friends, I mean, just too much was changing. I love this show, I love the characters, but I was not prepared emotionally for season 10. Season 6, specifically season 6B of Teen Wolf, I should have gotten paid to watch this. Like, this was a whole job. Once Dylan O'Brien left, there was no real point in watching this show, so where's my compensation? And last but not least, we have season 6 of The 100 with that whole Sanctum plot. If you literally enjoy seasons that could have been written by 2-year-olds, go check it out. It's for you. Iconic spots from popular TV shows I'd love to hang out with the cast, part 2, let's go. Okay, first up we have Pop's Chocolate Shop from Riverdale, and while this show may be a disgrace to television, I feel like I would have a really good time here, and would even try a milkshake or two. Next up we have Breadsticks from Glee, which is essentially the ghetto knockoff Walmart McDonald's version of Olive Garden, but whatever, I don't know how the food would taste. If the Glee cast is there though, order me some Alfredo. Okay, next up we got that like cave pool looking thing from H2O. Oh my gosh, I want to go there so bad. And like, can they just give me a tail while I'm there? I'm trying to be best friends with Cleo! Okay, next up we have Granny's Diner from Once Upon a Time. I always thought it was really funny while watching the show because it was like the only restaurant in town. But regardless, maybe I'll meet like Captain Hook or Regina here. I don't know, hopefully. And last but not least, we have McLaren's Pub from How I Met Your Mother. Gosh, I wanted to be their token black friend so bad. Like, have Barney Stinson as a friend and maybe take a peek or two at the playbook. Can I please? The most forgettable storylines in television's history, let's go. Okay, first up we have Once Upon a Time, that whole thing with King Arthur and Merlin and Excalibur and all that. I don't know, the whole storyline just sort of flew over my head, and the only thing I remember happening in return is Emma becoming the Dark Swan. Okay, next up we have the fact that Dan Scott and Rachel from One Tree Hill were at one point in the series in a relationship. I don't remember anything that happened regarding that, except that I was disgusted the entire time. Okay, next up we have the fact that Lorelai Gilmore and Max from the Gilmore Girls were at one point in a relationship. I had completely forgotten about this until recently when I rewatched season 2, but I don't know, I'm glad it didn't work out between them because she belonged with Luke. Okay, next up we have the fact that Jane from Jane the Virgin was at one point in a relationship with a guy named Adam, who was played by Tyler Posey, by the way. Who would even try to remember this plot when the debate of the century is Team Michael or Team Raphael? I love Tyler Posey, but his character was so irrelevant. And last but not least, we have that time in Grey's Anatomy when Izzy was seeing the ghost of Denny Duquette. I had to look it up just now, so I really didn't remember. Worst seasons of popular TV shows, part 1, let's go. Starting us off, we have season 5 of The Vampire Diaries, which was awful. It was so bad. The only highlight was that we met Enzo. That was the whole season where it was like Augustine vampires and they went to college, and it was just total trash. Next up is season 6 of Glee, and let me tell you, I love this show, but they should have pulled the plug at season 5 after Corey Monteith died. I think they realized this too because there weren't that many episodes. It was awful. Talk about awful television. Season 8 of Once Upon a Time, most of the OGs were gone, and then they had a time jump. I hate time jumps! Next, we have season 7 of Pretty Little Liars, which you guessed it had another time jump in the series. Season 6 it happened, and then, you know, in season 7 we were just trying to wait to find out who A was again, and then it wasn't even somebody we knew, so congratulations. Season 7, you sucked. Last but not least, we have season 9 of Grey's Anatomy. This season was just really forgettable. Like, I don't remember what happened, except Mark and Lexi had just died and Derek was being a real jerk. So, TV shows I'd love to be the token black character in, part 2, let's go. Okay, yes please. Can I be filthy rich like the rest of them and run around with Nate Archibald as a friend? Technically we did have Vanessa, but I don't claim her, I don't like her, and in the words of Abby Lee Miller, everyone's replaceable, so I will gladly take her spot. Okay, next up we got Pretty Little Liars. We were struggling in this department, but look, if any of y'all know A, if any of y'all are in contact with them, give them my number, tell them I'm ready to be abused. Okay, next up we got that 70s show. I'm just trying to hang in Eric Foreman's basement. Like, me and Fez will be that diversity, I promise. Okay, next up we got the Gilmore Girls, and they are the CEO of this department. Look, Rory, Lane, and I can be that ethnic trio, but only if y'all are ready for it. And last but not least, we got Once Upon a Time, who, I mean, they sprinkled a few in every now and then, mostly when they, like, had to with, like, Tiana or something. But regardless, I will gladly be the black child of Prince Charming and Snow White and still support Emma as the lead. TV shows, future seasons I'm genuinely scared for. Let's go. Okay, first up we have All American. This show is perfect right now. It's flawless. There's nothing wrong with it, and that's why I'm scared, because as soon as they graduate high school, I think everything's gonna blow up in all of our faces, and what used to be one of the best shows, we're gonna be complaining about. Okay, next up we have Stranger Things, just because I feel like in seasons 4 and 5 is where everything sort of starts going downhill. I hope that's not the case for this show. It's really, really good, but at the same time, I would not be surprised if that happened. Okay, next up we have Riverdale. It's a shame when the peak of a television show is in season 1. I just don't feel like there's anywhere else to go at this point but down. On My Block is next, just mostly because they have a lot of explaining to do after that season 3 finale. And last up we have Grey's Anatomy, just because, like, how many more good ideas can you come up with after 16 seasons? Iconic spots from popular TV shows I love to hang out with the cast. Let's go. Central Park, y'all. Central Park wins all the way. Tell Gunther to have my coffee ready and Phoebe to go get her guitar because it's smelly cat time. Next up we got the Mystic Grill, which, I mean, next to the Salvatore Mansion, is probably the most important place on this show. Like, seriously, who wouldn't want to go here and accidentally run into David Salvatore? On accident, of course. Okay, next up we got Eric Foreman's basement, and I'm not trying to partake, the same activities as they do down there, but still, it seems like a really cool place to hang and they have a lot of fun. Okay, next up we got Luke's Diner, and I don't know, this place just gives me really good feelings. Like, everybody in this town is so freaking happy. I'm trying to catch some of that. I'll meet y'all there, alright, 2 o'clock. Roses are red, paper is white, and I feel God in this Chili's tonight. Honestly, I'm just trying to steal Kelly's Dundee Award for spiciest curry, but hey, if Michael Scott makes me another while we're there, then so be it. That works too. Characters from popular TV shows I cannot stand. Part 1, let's go. Vanessa! Vanessa from Gossip Girl. Oh my gosh. Please get off my screen. She was so annoying. Like, I literally could not stand her. Ah! Next up, we got Nellie from The Office. Oh my goodness. I wanted to throw her in the paper shredder. She was the most annoying character ever. Like, season 8 could have been so much better had she not been a part of the cast. Next up, we have Matt Donovan from The Vampire Diaries, who honestly wouldn't have even made the list had he not been such a brat in the later seasons of the show. Like, he tried to get rid of / expose all my vampire friends, including the love of my life, Mr. Damon Salvatore. So, goodbye. Alright, all my Grays people know Owen Hunt has got to go. He's so problematic and for like no reason. Like, I literally don't understand. Okay, y'all, quick story time. I typed in Harold Lodge and then Harlem Lodge into Google. Turns out his name is Hiram Lodge. Whoops. He's so bad I can't even remember his name. So, the most underrated Nickelodeon and Disney Channel movies from our childhood. Let's go. First off and most importantly, we have Sky High, which should literally be child abuse if you've never seen it because it's kind of a necessity. Next up, we have Rags, and I really don't understand how some of you have never seen this movie before. Like, where's the pulse? Because I don't understand how you are alive and have never seen this movie. Wow. Okay, this movie right here dropped the crown. Wendy Wu, Homecoming Warrior, was incredible. I felt so cultured after watching it. I hope that's not racist. Okay, first off, let it be known that black people were not sleeping on this movie, okay? Everyone else, however, I cannot say the same. This was incredible. You missed out. Next up, we have Lemonade Mouth, which wasn't entirely slept on. I just think it deserves more hype, that's all. Now look, I know H2O gave us the original mermaids, Emmerich and Cleo, but Aquamarine hit different, okay? Never forget, half y'all probably didn't see it, but it was amazing, okay? Shows that were either perfect / bearable until a time jump. Let's go. Shout out to my friend Bridget for helping me come up with this idea. Love you lots. Okay, so PLL, very first show that came to my mind when I thought about this. What was season 7? I don't understand. It was so bad. I literally was choosing to do my math homework over watching the newest episodes. Okay, next up we have One Tree Hill. I hate when they gotta leave high school. When all the main characters from popular TV shows have to leave high school, nothing good comes from it. I mean, I guess in this case, James Lucas Scott, I liked his character, but the writers need to do better next time. Okay, next up we have the time jump in season 7 of Once Upon a Time. I'm sorry, was that not a whole spin-off? There was nothing that was the same from the... Okay, next up we have the time jump in season 6 of Glee. I did not like the newbies. At me if you must, but I said what I said and I'm not taking it back. Okay, and last but not least we have Arrow. Not really sure if this jump was like forward, backwards, left, right, whatever. It didn't do it for me.